I need to find somewhere with better lighting. How about right here? Eh. Well, friends, I hope everyone's doing super dandy today. Super dandy today. For today's video, we are finally getting back into some home decor thrift flipping. I have not thrift flipped anything in a really long time, and I thought it'd be really fun to do some home decor because I am moving soon and I am on the hunt for new pieces for my new home, so thought we could start at the thrift store. Also, thank you so much to Cricut for sponsoring today's video, but I think that's officially the last thing I had to say, so let's go in. It's really sunny out. Holy, should I get this for my new place? Just play some air hockey table? This is sick. Okay, so here's the lamps. Kind of liking this one. Look at this baby singer. It's so cute. Also, I have never seen a serger at the thrift store before. I wonder if that works. Okay, let's see if this works. Yay! Okay, this lamp is actually kind of fire. Okay, I'm kind of hitting the jackpot today. I found this one chair, which is so cool. It has these metal legs, which I feel like I could do such a cool thrift flip with. And then I also found this one stool down here that's kind of hidden, which I feel like, again, I can spice it up. They also have this set of chairs here, so there's 4 here, which I feel like you could do such a cool thrift flip with, where you just change this out, reupholster it, and then also spray paint this, and then it could be such a nice outdoor set, or even indoor. Like, this could be a nice dining room set too. And I did really well in there. I actually got all the items I needed, plus a few more that I just, you know, they just spoke to me. So I have my chair in the back here, I got everything else in the trunk, and I think the next plan of attack is to go home and sketch what I want to do for all these pieces, because I don't have the clear idea yet. So I need to brainstorm before I can go get the supplies. I'm back, guys. I am back. Got all my pieces here, got my lamps. So let me just go through each piece, because I really didn't show you them while I was in the thrift store, because again, I was trying to be super discreet and sneaky in there because I didn't want to be kicked out. First piece, the lamp. This was $5.99. Not sure if that's a scoop 'em deal or not. Next, the stool. And this stool is rough. It's not looking too hot right now. And then the star of the show is this chair. This chair is just incredible. I love the shape of the chair. I love the metal legs. It was $8. Again, this one's very rough looking, which is why I got it, because it was perfectly brand new. That's not very fun. I really want to do a big transformation with these pieces and just not even make them recognizable. Here's the mat. It's originally from IKEA. I think you can get these from IKEA for like $5 or something. But I've had this for a very long time and I'm thinking about spicing this up. So it's not technically from the thrift store, but it's used. So if you have an iPad with an Apple Pencil, you know of the appropriate app. And this is an app I like to use because, one, I don't have to try to find a piece of paper and a pencil to try to sketch out my ideas. I can simply just take a picture and use my crayons to color over top of them to get my ideas, I guess, on paper. I then continued to color with my crayons for 35 minutes more to figure out what color I actually wanted for the chair, the stool, and my lamp. And then I sat on the couch even longer until my husband drove me to get my supplies, because if he didn't drive me, I wouldn't have been able to get this amazing footage. Worth it. So first stop, the fabric store, because I need some foam for my stool, which I hate the word stool. We need a new name for a stool. It just sounds like poop every time I say it, but I ended up getting some, which was very, very overpriced. So I ended up trying to get the smallest amount possible, and then I'm just gonna glue it together. And then the next stop, we're here. The Home Depot. I needed some paint. So, paint department. The paint department, honestly, one of my happy places. I wouldn't have imagined that a happy place would have been in a Home Depot for me, but to be honest, being able to touch all the colors and put them together kind of makes me happy. But also being able to choose between two colors called Egg Cream and Banana Mania. But then obviously choosing Banana Mania, even though you kind of like Egg Cream more, but you chose Banana Mania because bananas kind of rock your world, kind of slaps. So now for the work, and this work is not hard, especially if you have an electric sander like myself, but you know, a hand and a piece of sandpaper will also do as well. What you want to do if you have some furniture that you are wanting to paint, you want to sand it so it's nice and smooth, so the paint will actually stick nice and evenly and not be bumpy and not be gross. We want it to look spiffy. So I sanded it all down. I didn't need to get rid of all the paint. I just needed it to be nice and smooth and got rid of all of those kind of chunks that were taken out of the furniture, all the cracks, all the chips, all that. They needed to go. They just needed to leave this house. Okay, so I'm done the red one and now I'm working on the stool, which this one I think I'll do pretty quickly. Good morning! So I think I'm gonna start with this chair first. I'm doing it this yellow. We're gonna have a banana chair. It does look like banana. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to have a banana chair. Oh gosh, this is like a dream come true. So the first coat is done and I'm actually really happy with the color. It definitely gives me banana vibes, which is what I want in my life. Hi, Mason. So next is the stool, and this one I'm doing this red color. It's like a red, pink, orange, I don't know. Hopefully this color looks good, because I would have never chosen this color unless I bought the chair that was that color. So while those two are drying, I'm going to start on my next thrift flip, which is the lamp thrift flip. And this one I'm gonna be using some air dry paper clay, which I'm realizing now I don't have enough. Okay, so for this lamp, here are my inspos for this lamp. I have no direct image I'm going off of. I am just going to look at these pictures, get an idea, get my brain flowing, get the creative juices going, and just sculpt this bad boy. So air dry clay. It is real easy to use. All you have to do is grab a little thing of water, your air dry clay, and just start molding. Slapping it together, throw it together, do whatever you want together. Just make sure you use a little water so it's nice and smooth and professional. I was not expecting it to look this good. Look at her. Oh my gosh, that looks like a $1,000 lamp. So we're back in the painting corner because now we have to do another coat, which I'm hoping is gonna be the last coat. That'd be nice, but I also don't have high hopes. So I'm just gonna quickly slap some paint on these. Yeah, I'm just gonna paint them. So while those two chairs are drying once again, we are gonna move on to the next thrift flip, which is thrift flipping this dirty mat. And for this thrift flip, we're actually gonna be using my Cricut Maker 3. Today's video is actually sponsored by Cricut, so thank you so much to Cricut for sponsoring today's video. But I'm gonna show you guys how you can use your Cricut to DIY or thrift flip items you find just like this mat. So a few things about Cricut before we get into the project. If you haven't heard of Cricut, they make these amazing machines that are just perfect for DIYers, thrift flippers, or even just crafters. I personally use my Cricut for thrift flips and DIYs, but a lot of people use the Cricut for their businesses, their paper crafts. It's really endless the amount of projects you can make with them. So personally, I've been using Cricut since high school. I first started off with the Cricut Explore Air 2, and then last year I ended up getting the Cricut Joy. It's the little itty bitty one, which is perfect for small project or card making. And then my most recent addition is the Cricut Maker 3. This one is like the daddy of all Cricut machines. It does everything and is now my go-to. The reason why the Maker is my favorite is because it cuts so many different materials like fabric, which you guys know I work with fabric a lot. I also love that the cutting mat is 12 inches across, so I can cut bigger images out. But now that you guys know a little bit about Cricut, let's get into my mat project. I'm gonna be using my Cricut Maker 3 for this project. And then I'm gonna be using the Smart Stencil because I do have a Cricut Maker 3. I can actually use the smart materials, which means I don't have to use a mat. I can just put this right into my machine without a mat. And then I'm gonna be using my dirty mat here. I'm gonna be using a paintbrush and my banana paint. So I have my design space pulled up here, and what I'm going to do, I'm not gonna use one of these templates, which you can use. There's actually projects on here you can just go into, and then it tells you how to make it. It has everything there, so you can just make it. But I'm gonna be a little creative and make my own design, kinda. Ooh, there's flower smileys. Too many options on here. Okay, so I think I'm gonna stick to my original idea and go with a smiley face. I'm gonna go with this one. But next step, I need to figure out how big I want these smiley faces, so I just have a measuring tape and I'm just going to measure roughly. That's it. I just put it in the machine. And then I just press the play button. And there you go. Bob is your uncle. It's also very satisfying to watch, so watch this. That was so fast that legit took like 10 seconds. That's a cool smiley face. But now I'm just gonna take my little scraper and I am just gonna scrape away the stencil or the part I want to be on the smiley face. So my stencil isn't ideal because there's two portions I have to line up. Typically when you want a stencil, you want it to be one full piece, so you just lay it down and then you can use it as a stencil. But for me, I'm gonna be extra complicated today. So it's pretty straightforward. You just have to take your design, put it on whatever you want. If you're doing a mat like me, you just put it in the center or really wherever you want. And I'm just sticking it on there. It is going to be kind of loose, but that's okay. It's still going to act as a stencil. It doesn't have to be super sticky on there. And then I'm just taking my foam brush and I'm just dabbing the paint on and off, on and off, off. You get the point. I'm just dabbing it. And you don't have to be super careful. The stencil will block the paint so it doesn't get everywhere. It'll be a nice crisp image, even though it might not seem like it in the moment. Trust me, when I do the grand reveal and pull the stencil off, it is beautiful. Just wait for it. Keep waiting. Just wait. Oh, see? It's beautiful. If you guys want to get your own Cricut machine, I will have links down below of all the supplies I use, the Maker 3, which is what I have, and all the other machines I have mentioned. So I think in my original sketch of my stool here, it had a cream cushion. But now that I'm looking at the stool and it's almost dry, this is actually showing a lot more pink than I was envisioning. I was hoping it'd be a little bit more red, but it looks pretty pink to me. So we're gonna have to shift a little bit because if I put a cream cushion on the top, it's gonna scream Barbie. I went through my stash of fabric and I have this beautiful knit blue, vibrant, I don't know what exactly we call this blue, but it's this beautiful blue. And I've actually been wanting to make one of those hand-knitted chairs or stools for a really long time, but I just haven't been around I've been around actually. I just haven't gotten around to actually making one because there's quite the commitment. So I don't know if I ever will, probably not. So I'm hoping by adding this knitted fabric here, it will kind of scratch the itch. So I decided I wanted to be cheap and not buy a piece of foam that would actually fit my stool. Also just kind of wasteful if I had a whole bunch of extra foam I wasn't gonna use. So I bought the smallest one possible. I cut it so I have two pieces. If I put them together, will fit my circle. And then I took my adhesive spray, my sticky adhesive spray, 3M, and then I just shoved them together and then they stuck. They stuck. I'm just going to take my stool here and I'm going to trace this top circle onto the foam. So I'm sure there's an exact formula when it comes to upholstering and getting the fabric to be the right size for whatever you're upholstering, but I didn't do that. I just cut an oversized circle around my foam and slapped it on there, and it worked for me. I then proceeded to get my 48-year-old staple gun out and staple the heck out of my stool. You probably could have used half or a quarter of the amount of staples I used, but I decided, hey, it's better safe than sorry. Better be safe than sorry, and have a lot of extra because I don't want this coming apart ever. Ever, ever, ever. So now for the lamp. It's a little bit cracked, which I'm not surprised considering that I used Crayola clay. Not sure what I was thinking there. I should have just used my normal DOS clay here, which is what I'm gonna use now to cover up all these cracks. Well, I have it all molded, all the cracks are hidden, and I actually shaped it just a little bit differently, and I think I like the shape more, so gonna have to let this dry now before I show you guys the final reveal of all the pieces I thrift flipped, so that'll probably be a few days from now. We're done. We're finally done. My eyebrows good? So overall, those were some really, really easy peasy lemon squeezy thrift flips. So I hope you guys enjoyed doing them with me, but now it's finally time to reveal them and show you guys how they turned out. You guys already kind of know how they turned out, but I'm just gonna go over them one more time for you guys so you guys can see the final piece. So for the first thrift flip, we did the banana chair, which it did not look like a banana chair at the beginning. You guys remember? Remember this chair? It was chipped, it was scratched, the wood was kind of splitting. It was not looking too good. But with just a little bit of sanding and a fresh coat of paint, we got ourselves a banana chair. It's gonna be my new desk chair. Okay, next one. Whew. I don't know if you guys remember this, but we thrift flipped a stool. I think I got it for $5, which probably was only worth 50 cents, but I knew it had some potential. So we painted it, we upholstered it, and now I'm gonna call it my bubblegum stool. My bubblegum chair. How about we just call it that? This is my new bubblegum chair. And this one, all I did was sand it, paint it, get some foam, and staple some fabric to it, and bam! This is what I got. This next one, it was made with my Cricut. It has a smiley face on it, and you can walk on it. You can rub your feet on it before you go inside. It's my smiley face mat. I made this with my Cricut, which thank you so much to Cricut once again for sponsoring today's video. And it's just the mat that perfectly describes Jenna. And you don't need to make a mat with a smiley face on it. You can legit put anything you want on it. It could say dog inside. Probably don't want it to say that. Hello? Welcome? It could be a picture of your dog. It could be whatever you want. You can really customize your mat. So I did smiley face because I want people to be smiling when they come into my place. So I feel like if I show a smiley face at my door, it will make them smile. So this last one has a cord attached to it. It has a switch, also a light bulb in it. So you probably can guess which one this one is. The lamp I made. We're thrift flipped. I didn't make the lamp. I made the base of the lamp with some air drying clay. And this one, I really just had a great time making this one just because I felt like it was very therapeutic. Just molding clay and working with clay again. I honestly miss it. I used to do it a lot when I was younger. And I feel like I should get back into pottery after doing this. Okay, well, that was it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed these 4 incredibly easy thrift flips. If you guys do attempt to thrift flip anything that you find at your thrift store, let me know down below in the comments or tag me on Instagram. Show me your guys' thrift flips and how they look in your space. You can even just send me a message saying hi, like, whatever you want. Okay, well, that's all I had to say, so I'm going to go. I'm gonna go see some dogs, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye!